If the role of the newspaper is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable, Edmonton Journal Edmonton Sun columnist Paula Simons accomplishes both in this investigation into the death of a 4-year-old Indigenous foster child. This little girl's short life initially got short shrift in a brief report from Alberta's Child and Youth Advocate, until Simons took it upon herself to conduct her own investigation. Her powerful, passionate reporting ended up identifying the girl, uncovering medical records that revealed her physical and sexual abuse, and exposing political chaos in the medical examiner's office. The political firestorm that ensued culminated in NDP Premier Rachel Notley calling an all-party commission of inquiry into Alberta's child welfare system. The Canadian government's 2014 $15 billion deal to sell Jeeps to Saudi Arabia was still in its fledgling stages in 2016 when Globe and Mail reporter Stephen Chase started to investigate. Ottawa called it the largest advanced manufacturing export contract in Canadian history. But was the government in fact violating its own rules, selling arms to a country with a record of serious violations of the human rights of their citizens? In this exceptional series, Chase first showed these were not mere Jeeps, as the Liberals claimed, but armored vehicles that would carry medium-gauge machine guns or tank-killer cannons. He showed the Saudis' track record of using armed vehicles against dissenters. He showed the government's hands were not in fact tied by the deal signed by the Tories. And as he continued to deconstruct the deal, he challenged the federal Liberals' commitment to human rights. In its wide-ranging Cash for Access investigation of 2016, a team of reporters at the Globe and Mail tackle one of the biggest political stories in Canada. Are our political parties fundraising in an ethical, fair, and transparent way? This series reveals dubious fundraising tactics within the federal Liberal Party and the reigning Liberal parties of Ontario and British Columbia. Solid and tenacious reporting exposed a number of staged, exclusive events in which corporate executives and lobbyists paid for access to senior politicians, and in one case, with a cost of entry priced at $20,000. Response to the Globe's reporting on the issue has been swift. In Ontario, all politicians and senior staff have been banned from attending these events, and total contributions have been capped. In Ottawa, meanwhile, the lobbying commissioner has launched an independent investigation, and the ethics commissioner has demanded the power to investigate.
And the award in the politics category goes to Globe and Mail.
For about 3 years or so, working at Queen's Park, I've been hearing stories from sources and lobbyists and political staffers about these sort of small-scale, kind of intimate cash for access fundraisers. But I could never sort of get the Liberals to ever disclose who was going to them exactly and kind of what the full extent was. One day I went to the Elections Ontario headquarters, which is in a suburban industrial park in Scarborough, and discovered that in the back room there were buried among stacks and stacks of financial disclosures was a list of every fundraiser that the Liberal Party of Ontario has held since the 1990s. Using that and a couple of other databases, I was able to sort of put together a picture that showed the extent of the number of fundraisers that were going on and sort of what they entailed. We basically had banks and pharmaceutical companies and anybody who sort of wanted a contract with the Liberal government was dishing up to $10,000 for these sort of intimate meetings with the Premier and cabinet ministers. As a result, Cathleen Wynne brought in the most comprehensive reforms about the campaign finance system in Ontario in a generation. Justin Trudeau, on the other hand, got inspired and decided this would be a very good way to raise money, which Steve Case will talk about.
I think I'll cut it short and let our reporting speak for itself. I do want to thank, obviously, people at the Globe and Mail who helped us shape these stories, encouraged us, gave us the time and space to do it. Obviously, Philip Crawley, David Walmsley, Sinclair Stewart, Dennis Choquette. And I also want to shout out to Bob Pipe, who's not here, but is one part of the team. He's hiking in Italy right now, I believe. And Nathan Vandercliff in China, who isn't here as well, but was part of this series. Thank you.